हाँ जी,
So, it becomes very important to
मैं तो लाइव चला रहा हूँ।
listen
हाँ जी,
our exhibitors. They are actually the part and parcel of our yearly exposition philosophy. For this session, I will call upon our chair, Sri Rajiv sir, and co-chair, Sri Nirendra sir. Please take your seat. I will introduce our chair, Sri Rajiv sir. Sri Rajiv is currently Director Headquarters at NCSF Kolkata. He oversees the development of around 30 new projects consisting of science cities, science centers, digital planetariums, innovation hubs, which are under scheme called SPOCs. Under this guidance, the MTech course is also running in science communication in collaboration with GNU. I request you to please share with all our fellows, your fellows, that we are also running this MTech course. Prior to the current assignment, he was working as a curator in BI. And also at creative visual designers in Kolkata. Sinath was also the first project coordinator of North Bengal Science Center at Siliguri. Sinath has more than 28 years of experience as a science museum. Professional and has a special interest in the field of science and technology objects of the independence era. See, Nath is currently the Secretary of International Council of Museums, Indian National Committee, which is the largest body of museum professionals around the world. And our co-chair is Sri Nirendra Gupta, my friend Nirendra Gupta. He in this growth and development of science centers, and as the science centers movement to take on the name. Becomes even more important. So today we have contributions and development of our partners becomes even more important. So today we have Indian STEM Foundation, India STEM Foundation. In this context, also mentioned the name of Orbit, and he could not be present in this conference, but who have generously sponsored the conference T-shirts. So today the first presentation will be by Nonsense Studios, which is represented Mr. Himanshu Bose to give. Come up on the dais and start his presentation.
Good afternoon. Hopefully not today. Okay, so I'm not going to speak too much about services part of the business. But just to give some context, we've been doing services in the front of the past 50. Years. We have got 600 successful installations, 54 20%. But that said, we have also done museums, either cycloramas. This is a simulator-based cycloramas. This based project. We simulated earthquake, cyclone, etc. in a cyclone. We've done dome films. This is just one of the films I'm showcasing it here because it was commissioned by NCSM in Kolkata Dome, and this is so we've done about 15-20 dome films for different places. We've also recently finished the Varnagar Archaeology Museum, where we've used new media to right from sensor, all kinds of sensor-based technologies, and about 30 different installations have been done there. There's 270 films or doing a sculpture-based mapping or color, but we've been maintaining it on an online function. Another thing I'd like to talk about is we make a lot of games, especially for music. This is from Science Museum. We make a lot of games, especially for music. This is from Science Museum, but most museums we make games. So that the concept is a 3-year-old child to a 90-year-old or a could be using and 15 seconds interaction. The one thing that we focus on that they need to get a result in 15 seconds. So that's how we kind of so the UX everything is built accordingly. AR is something we've been doing AR, we have been doing the technology is already upgrading itself very quickly, maybe every few years, every year, every 2-3 years, 4 years, the content needs to keep repeating. We have films which are really old at the moment. Another important factor was what we're doing right now is we want to give freedom to the curators to choose based on school group, the age, complexity and topic. Because all of these three things become important when you start looking at films, and if curators have a choice on a daily basis or even half-day basis or per show basis to choose, which film should be shown to which age group and which complexity and topic. And I also put this into perspective that in an urban setting, a private school group versus a government school group, there is going to be a complexity challenge that has to be covered. You can't show very basic stuff to a private school from an urban setting. And also the rural schools that do come in, which become a very big because they take buses from fairly far away. I've seen most science centers have, school trips coming in from really far away. So you have to take that into. And the topic that particular children are going through at that point in their full history. So that is how we kind of thought over it. So we came up with which is basically our goal is just to tie things up for us to make it simpler for us to keep returning back to the same concept. It's more binding functionally. But here we want the whole idea of, I mean, some of you have already spoken about it, that district one science center. Kids don't need to travel too far off. So every district, a science center is a vision that I believe the government is also pushing for, which also makes sense. So based on that, we also understand that we need to cater to the Indian functional. Interactive experiences, interactive rides, which are simulators or multiple other things that we will the digital physical thing that Anurag was talking about, or that is something we feel that can be brought into the system once we develop it through using technologies that are being used in the amusement sphere across the world and bring it to the science understanding and augmented reality. So with that, I'd like to talk about the films. We've kind of, I'll just show you a little teaser of the three films that some of you have probably seen one of them. These are the films that are ready as of now. I would say we've taken three different areas and produced films. This is just trailers, I mean, these are just 1-2 minute versions. All of this has been produced in-house and also research, scripting, animation, asset animation. The second one is something that most of you can running through this.
कभी सोचा है नेचर सच में कैसे काम करता है?
Because our deserts are different, our Sundarban is different, our Himalayas. Because our deserts are different, our Sundarban is different, our Himalayas are different, our Bhugios are different, our elephants are different. We found out in the wrong way after making the film that the elephant species are not taking elephants. We went to recreate an our Ganga ecosystem where the Ganga dolphins are there, which need conservation. All of that has been picked up in the film, per se. So these are the three films that are available at the moment. and they are available in 3D, and within a month they are going to be available in dome format as well. The dome format is, the dust to life is about 20 minutes, the 3D films are about 10 to 12 minutes each, but the dome formats are longer. Post this, we are creating another, back, we are already creating the next 3 shows. Small trailer about them. This is not the final set of visuals, but this is the flow and look that we are trying to create.
4,000 years ago, in a land with no rain. A city rose.
Yes, and we've been fortunate enough to be getting reviews from NCSM and the directors at 2-3 different layers to get and keep changing our films to adapt, and in terms of topics and so the idea was, how do we connect science, or how do we do, it is engineering, it's an engineering marvel, and it's not just one. So anything that happened in Harapan and Mohenjo-daro is already happening in Dholera, or whatever happened in Lothal would have happened in Dholera because of the same time. In fact, this is unique because it's got stone. There's only place that's got stone. There's got stone columns. So, and there were a lot of things, and water was there important. So connecting all of it, where there is a fury of the rain, but how they captured the rain and they survived that longer. So there's a film about that. The other one is one of my favorites.
To unknown. A baby dies. To glass lenses. From stones of the coast to satellites. From sea to sea again.
So, Astral India is born out of one of the few things that the government is also trying to say is, they are saying from Aryabhatta, one of the few things that the government is also trying to say is, they are saying from Aryabhatta to Gaganyaan, we are saying pre-Aryabhatta to Gaganyaan, because there's a lot more happening in India. Agreed, it happened elsewhere as well, but even in India, a lot more happening since our Vedic times and much beyond. And we are also looking at Gaganyaan and beyond. So this film is not going to stop at Gaganyaan. It's not going to begin at Aryabhatta. It's going to talk about not only Aryabhatta but the other people who are involved in Indian astronomy and scientists in the modern times as well, since the post-1950s as well, and go on to say what's next. The question that will be asked in the end of the film is to listen to what's next. We will go. Will we go to Mars? Will we go somewhere? So that kind of a thing where there's a child who follows. This is to raise curiosity towards astronomy rather than teach them astronomy. And so that when they go to the astronomy gallery, they kind of feel a little, they connect somewhere. They connect the dots, which is important. The last one. Doing what it does, right? It is us who have to cope with it, not the other way around. So something, and every environment that you see is simulated, will be simulated, even plus for, I mean, you need to see, if you need to see a flood, you need to see Kedarnath, you don't need to see something else. We need to see tsunami, we need to see our Tamil Nadu, the temples and other things that kind of got. So that's the kind of approach that we will be taking for the next phase. Beyond this, so beyond this, we are also on the scripting level, as in at least right now on the research level, we are already working on the human body. The Cosmic Quest, this is a film, we're trying to see if we can get in touch with ISRO. I mean, we've already reached out to them. So this is the story of ISRO actually, more than the Indian space, this one. And the last one is the climate at the crossroads. This is the connection, this will have connection to the nature's theory film. And the Cosmic Quest will have connection to the astral link. So the connections are always going to be made. And some of the topics that we are also planning to work on, we haven't yet started on, are like the Vedic vision, the ancient Indian knowledge. Education and culture, the mighty Marathas, the Sonchiriya, the Indian gold, we relive the Indian golden age, what it was, not just by saying that we had golden palaces. That is not why we were the Sonchiriya. I mean, that's, or really good army with good dressing style. No, that's not Sonchiriya. We need to get the real Sonchiriya, why we will call this Sonchiriya. So that time is something that we like to read. So, and towards the end, I'd like to say why ARPO as in, somebody in the science museum. One, we are multilingual and a narrative storytelling. We have a professional script writers. We've been doing professional script writing for over 15 years or very large shows. Also from seasoned actors. More importantly, we are trying to get Harish Bhimani on board for some of the films. In Hindi and English, he also other regional, he has 17 regional languages, and that is why we trying to get him on board for some films. We have a coming on board for other kind of films, depending on the typology of this one as well. But we are committed to produce at least 50 films at the moment as it stands. It may happen in a few years, it may happen in about 5-6 years. We do have the capacity to produce about 10 films a year, but we don't want to do that so easily. That said, we can give long-term licensing. In terms of long-term, we call It's the waterfall discounting, which is yearly waterfall. Every year you pick it, you take it comes down up to 5. Post that it actually comes down to very little. So we are looking at which is what we are going to call it a 10-year licensing. It's a perpetual because post 10 years, I believe that the relevancy of the film per se for some science centers, for some it would be.
So like if you take one film for 2 years, it's 2 licenses. 2 films for 3 years, it's 6, and 3 films for 3 years, it's 9 licenses. So and then automatically you step into the next bracket of discounting because of that. So things like that is what we're trying to do. And I'm sorry, I'm going to end without the lights. Any questions?
I think we will take the questions later.
Yes, yes, yes.
Sure. Assistant Vice President, Operations, WRO, and
So thank you very much everyone. First of all, I would like to thank for the entire organization, the UCO, the NCSM for giving us this platform, this opportunity for describing about our initiatives that we have been doing from last 20 years. And there is a program, there are a lot of programs that we have been doing to building this STEM ecosystem since 2006 onwards. So we call ourselves as a STEM ecosystem creator, and there is a program under Area STEM Foundation that NCSM is jointly, we have been doing this program from so many years, and this year also there is a program called WR, World Robot Olympia. But before that, since yesterday we have been discussing like what is the future of science. The people they are speaking about AI, they are speaking about national education policy. They are discussing about how STEM is evolving, how we can communicate with the communities, how we can upgrade these communities together with the technologies and the AI, right? So how these science centers can become, already they are doing a lot of things. They are educating communities, they are building communities through technologies, through science. But then how above that they can become as a supporting backbone for this particular program. Right? So let's dive in. Since I've already mentioned that we are creating this STEM ecosystem since 2006 onward. So what is WRO? WRO is a program, it's a year-long program that we have been doing since 2004 onwards globally. And it's an association based out of Singapore, under which there are more than 110 countries are the member associated with it. And every country has a national organizer of this particular program. In India, India STEM Foundation is the national organizer which we are doing jointly along with National Council of Science Museum supported by Ministry of Culture. So there is a dedicated MOU in place with NCSM, and last year with the meeting held with Secretary Ministry of Culture, this WRO program has become the annual program of NCSM. Thanks to all the leadership team sitting over here for supporting us from since very long period. So WRO again is an annual theme-based program which targets, or which we can say, the future innovators. The age group that come under this program is from 8 years to 22 years old, right? And every year there is a theme of this particular program, and the theme is decided by the host country, right? So this year, last year, there are some people those who also went to Singapore. There, Mr. Vijay Shankar Sharma is there. He has seen that international program happened in Singapore. So every national organizer decides the progression criteria, how the teams will be representing their country to the international level. So this year, the international program will be happening in Puerto Rico, USA. This year theme is very much closely aligned with the National Council of Science Museum. The theme is Robot Meets Culture. And there are a number of problem statements that come under the different game categories that have under this program. But what I would like to talk about, just give you a glimpse of what is WRO is all about. This is the last year photographs, or what we can say the glimpses of WRO India season 2025 that happened at Hyderabad as a national program. It's a very vast program, and it's an international program that has been supported, carrying the future innovators relating with AI, IoT, all the applications, all the technologies जो हम कल से बात कर रहे हैं. The kids, they have been doing that. They are working on real life program, real life achievement, and they are driving the big change in the society. And why this platform is necessary? Because you all are driving the science centers, innovation hubs, regional innovation centers, national science centers, their respective cities. So we would like to make this science center as an enabler for the STEM ecosystem in the respective communities. Being the technical know-how that we have, being the SPOCs that can be assigned from each science center for this particular program. So basically, I'll just open up a highlight of season 2025 that happened. The sound is not coming, but you get the gist that what is the event is all about. The national event happened in Hyderabad in 5th and 6th September 2025, and a very beautiful facility, GMR Arena. Also, we invite partners. We invite what we can say CSR partners which are regularly supporting this initiative. So we get this facility as we have onboarded GMR Aerocity as a platinum partner with this particular program. And they have signed a recent MOU, day before yesterday only we signed a down the line 4-year MOU with this facility that they will be providing this facility for hosting this national event just for the nominal cost of ₹1 lakh. For all the events, down the line for next 4 years. So that's a big achievement that we have been doing with the support of NCSM. So these are the kids. At the age of 8, I am not doing any kind of AI and coding, but since they are driving the big change in the society and they are becoming the creators, the upcoming mentors, and then definitely the mission which is aligned to 2047, Viksit Bharat, is directly aligned to this particular program. Now, moving ahead, WRO has 2 segments. One is international program that happens every year in a host country. Like this year, it is happening in Puerto Rico. And second vertical is Open International Championship that happen across in 4 regions. Like one is APEC, one is Middle East region, Europe, and America region. So we also sent teams after having different progression criteria that we have as a national organizer. We sent teams as per the international progression criteria that association is having to APEC, America region and the international that happened in Singapore. And there are many teams that bring laurels back to the India, and they are driving a big entrepreneurship model in their respective projects with the support of their local municipal corporation and the government. Okay? So, what is WRO is all about? It has 4 game categories. One is future innovator, which is again subdivided into 3 subdomains, that is elementary, junior and senior. Again, it's a kind of what we can say game category. There is a theme under which there are different problem statements. The students are assigned and designed a working robotic autonomous solution in regional, national levels, and they will take their projects to the international level, whatever depending upon the judging criteria and the judges associated with it. Second is robo mission category. Again, next we have future engineers, and then last we have robo experts. So this is the progression criteria that we follow. Virtual championship is for future innovator category. We launched this season November 2025, and it will last till June 2026. Each month there is a virtual happening, and we are offering free entry to every kind of school that is placed in India, whether it is IB, whether it is CBSE, government, and I've seen many number of teams going from government schools, driving a big innovation and change and representing India to the international platform. Then we have level 2 in-person regionals that we are covering the entire India. That is for again 2 categories. Then we have national, that is happening in GMR Arena on 26 to 28 August. And then we have the international championship into 10 December Puerto Rico, USA. So again, in international there will be around 110 countries that will be coming to participate, to compete, and to bring innovation, new change as per the theme assigned to the entire season. Right? So, why we are talking about this particular program? It's not just only a competition. It's a program which we are bringing that WRO into classroom, and we are making it as a, what we can say, center point, connecting all the nodes through all the ecosystem that we have, existing ecosystem of schools, colleges, science centers, innovation hubs, because they have the reach in their local ecosystem, and they can become a bigger driving force for taking this particular program to each district. Right? So, we are bringing the WRO into classroom. Why? Because it is directly aligned to National Education Policy 2020. Because what it helps making it doing problem solving approach. They are working on real life problems, real scientific problems. They are taking their projects from initial grassroots level to the making of the prototype, and then further doing it to maybe depending upon the support that we would like to inculcate, because number of people are speaking that we can give a platform and we can have the science centers to represent those projects in their particular categories. It can become the further mentor to the driving that are coming and visiting those particular science centers, and they can guide them. Right? So I just wanted to put one more attention to your all the senior leadership, that we already hosted International 2016 in support of National Council of Science Museum in India and Almora. I'll just show you a glimpse of that international event. because this year we went to Singapore along with the delegates from NCSM and Under Secretary of Ministry of Culture. We got the bid to host WRO International 2027 again in India. Yeah. So again, this is a big opportunity coming up down the line for 2 years for India, that we can create this STEM talent, STEM ecosystem through Science Center, through all the educational hubs that are available in the entire ecosystem, education ecosystem, and we can bring a driving force. ये एक दिन की दिवाली हेल्प नहीं करेगी, हेल्प छोटे छोटे स्टेप्स करेंगे जो आप और हम सब मिलके लेंगे, right? Now to cater that, again there is one more international event coming up this year. We also got the bid to host WRO International Open Championship of Asia Pacific region of 2026. That again will be happening in this year, again in Hyderabad. जितने भी एशिया पैसिफिक कंट्रीज हैं, they will be coming and they will be participating in Open Championship and will be hosting them. Right? So, as discussed in the meeting that we have with NCSM in December 2025, discussed about how we can evolve this particular program so that it can reach to every lane of every district, and we come up with an idea. Let's open up WRO India hotspot in entire educational institution, and let's utilize the existing available maker spaces that we have in entire ecosystem of National Science Council of Science Museum, be it UPOS, be it EST, be it NCSM, be it through Ministry of Education, and we are driving it. So we have already started working on it. And while I would like to initiate that, you can see the comparison. India is doing good, but we are not that much good in terms of the participation number that the teams are coming for this particular program. Malaysia, average number of teams that participate in this program is over 2,500 every year, and they are continuously increasing. It means over per million of population, the number of teams that are coming, it is around 70. But if you compare in India, every year around 800, 900 of teams are participating. They are regularly progressing, and which means only 0.60 per million of population, not even a single team is participating. So that's how that bottleneck is coming up, that we need to create the ecosystem and we need to drive that capacity building among the mentors, train the trainer programs, the workshops, and align with the students with the support of all the science centers that we have. And let's make WRO India hotspot. So this is our 2 years of targets that we have been aligned to. We are working with very small workforce. Everyone knows about all the senior leadership, those who are sitting here know with how much workforce we are working with this program from last 20 years. And each day is counted because we are working on season 2026, domestic season, 2026 APEC, preparing for 2027, and then we have a tech team, we have the logistics team, very few teams. The number is very less than 10 as well to write this impactful program that we have been running from last 20 years. So we have started working on this initiative, WRO India Hotspot. Why? Because we want to democratize robotics and STEM ecosystem across the India by expanding the outreach beyond metro cities, by enabling local mentors and educator capacity, improving team participation and their readiness, right? And supporting year-round engagement. It's a year-long activity, and our idea is to open at least one hotspot in all the science centers, all the innovation hub, all the regional science centers, where there will be a space there is a designated person whom our team will train them completely the know-how about this particular program, where we'll align a lot of capacity building exercises in that particular hotspot initiative, the trainings, the workshops, aligning with the local ecosystem of the schools and colleges, so that the big change can be. It's not about participating in WR, it's about creating the ecosystem of STEM. And that we have been driving and discussing from last yesterday itself, that how these science centers can become an eye-opener for the society, for the community, and this is where the future is requiring your leadership, your existing skills, existing infrastructure. So, thank you very much. This is just a brief about India STEM Foundation and the programs that we have been doing. So let's grow the STEM ecosystem together with the support of all the stakeholders sitting over here. Thank you very much. So we, India STEM Foundation is doing parallelly two things. One is capacity building programs that we run through CSR. Many CSR companies that support us, and we set up STEM labs, training center.
लैब में खाली रोबोटिक्स और ये STEM में तो बहुत चीज़ है.
So STEM में AI and robotics labs we set up, tinkering lab on the basis of Atal tinkering mission that happened from 2017 onward. We have set up more than thousands of labs, worked with underserved schools and government schools with the support of CSR partners. And second vertical is showcase programs that we, one of the programs is WRO, then is FLL, first level league, FTC, there are other programs also that we are doing, and we are the national organizer.
So sir, how can you help us?
Yes, he is the founder. He actually is sitting in Boston today, and he has to go some meetings are aligned. Yeah.
So I can.
Sir, the houses were open.
Sir,
Yeah.
Please give
we
me
want to know how can you help us to
How
stay
can you
busy?
help us? In what context?
That is what I want. In what context you can help us?
So we can support in providing training, providing workshops, providing mentoring, train the trainers programs we can run, capacity building, again driving the local ecosystem, but again we need the one SPOC and one local space from your side that yeah,
Okay.
we will give you this particular space. This person is the SPOC who can support you in coordinating these activities.
So who will incur the expenditure for this program?
And again, some of the things we raise funds from some of the corporates. Right? But whatever activities that we have been doing so far, we raise funds, we manage funds through ourselves. Although we have given budget down the line to MCSM and Ministry of Culture. It is in principle approved, but again the discussions are going on.
Probably for setting up of this laboratory and what the financial implication on them.
For you, that kind of financial implication will not come. Because we are utilizing your existing space, your existing SPO or existing curators, where our sync with your team, and you can become the local ecosystem driver where you can designate the information around all these.
They will have to purchase some kits, some furniture.
No, that we will take.
What about your transportation?
Providing training on both Lego as well as hardware. So there is a dedicated
Training purpose, but future about exam. If they want to continue this, they have to buy anything.
when they stakeholders, they have to take the decision here whether they purchase, because what we have seen,
What I understand is they will train your staff modality, and after that, if you want to continue with the program, then you will have to purchase few kits for Lego or for and then you can continue. The program.
and also one more thing I just wanted to include. Yesterday, I think Dr. Piyush was sharing about the initiative that already they are taking, and around 95 schools in Uttarakhand, they are driving STEM, and all the 95 schools that are doing aligned with this STEM and other technique project that you have been working with UCOS in entire Uttarakhand, and let's invite them, guide them to this particular program. Because we have to take first step. The first step is necessary.
Thank you. Sir, there is a question for Himanshu.
Himanshu, just I want to ask you, whatever animation films you are creating, you are using CGI or VFX also, or some simulating software, or AI tools?
So CGI is a process. VFX and CGI is a process.
So cost depends on the process, how we are framing each frame, and according to duration of time.
We're using all tools. As in CGI generally can be done with After Effects also, can be done with Max also, Blender also. But it is a matter of how you use it. So we are using Unreal also. Unreal के अंदर animations आपको बाहर से बना के अंदर लाने पड़ते हैं. फिर उसके बाद रेंडर के बाद आप After Effects में ले जाते हैं. फिर आप पोस्ट प्रोडक्शन जाते हैं. So those are tools are just the manuals. There are
Some of the libraries are better.
But it will affect cost because we have
Cost ultimately is going to also.
yeah, that's what we do.
Whatever cost he is quoting, if it suits us, we will purchase. If it doesn't suit us, we will not.
But whether you are using AI or AI-based tools,
We
because
use
people are
AI.
making movies.
So AI also be used, but in our case for 3D films, at the moment as it stands, 3D films or home films or simulator films, at the moment as it stands, I cannot say what will happen in the future. At the moment as it stands, you cannot do 3D movies from AI. You cannot do 3D this one you have, and also continuity. You're not going to get camera movement. You have to move the camera from here and then move on to, let's say, the entire car does it with the camera inside. And stereoscope. But in the trailers that you saw from Dolavira, there were shots of AI. But that's because it's flat, it's for a trailer. But if I have to convert that into 3D, I have to make the entire 3D set. मिलेगा ही कहाँ से?
Thank you so much. We have seen the movies and everything. We do everything is on in 3D movies, and even the total movies are also with us. And not only one, we have 17. Because Roku we are dealing with, so they give a package of 17 movies, 16 movies, right? You are aware about that. So I just wish to understand, because if we are working towards a concrete decision now, in in this conference. So I wish to understand what is the budgetary provisions which we may like to make, because now the financial year is coming up, right? So we have to make sure that we have some budgetary alignments for that. So I wish to know what will be the upper limit. Yes, because there might be different provisions, different
I'll do it
business
this way.
reasons.
If you give me an example, it's for one location and you want it for 1 year and you want one film. So
That's why I said
that's the upper limit.
fine.
Sir, Darama. The function of unit is, that's why I'm saying the unit is 5. For this particular conference and in general, because we also want, like I mentioned in my presentation, I want this to reach, all the 3 films to reach. Pick and choose doesn't really work, at least for me right now, because for me to go and reinvest into more films, better films, hopefully much better than what we've created, and keep increasing the quality with every new production, invest more into the CG and other aspects, and maybe real shoot 3D, which is far more expensive to do. 9 licenses, 30. About it will come around that much. For
Okay, and for this dome?
Dome films, frankly, we have only one dome film that is ready, which is the Dustin Life.
Or you can send some
I will send it across.
What resources 1 lakh per license for building up the confidence, and after building it up, let's see your confidence.
But I think this needs to be modified in the sense because internationally they go as per the number of seats. So if somebody is having 20 seater and somebody is running for the same show for
That is for dome, not for 3D.
3D.
What you are telling is for
3D.
dome.
No, for 3D also.
तो वैसा नहीं करता, हमारे यहाँ पे जितना परचेज करते हैं, it is
नहीं भाई आप लगाते नहीं वो वाला लगे, but ऐसा नहीं था.
नहीं, theatre
Of course,
license
like that only.
we are purchasing on theatre license basis, not on seat basis.
So they sell 25 seater or 50 seater. We are running in a different mode, that's different.
I don't know. Even the science city, we have never purchased seat license.
Last time when I purchased the 3D film,
It's per side.
It is normally per site. In some places internationally they do per show, where we use their software, they do, which is like the theaters, like PVR.
since you are not selling it permanently, it is on lease basis. So it has to be as per the number of users.
So at this moment, frankly, and for Indians,
We are getting late for Jageshwar. Let's stop the discussion now. Have individually discuss over.
Thank you to group of visitors and we'll end the session here and
And I've been informed that ITU call has been And so that's why I will call upon his words for entire purpose. This permission of the chair and before anything, actually, the thing which we were discussing about the democratization of the science is what they are doing. And it's a kind of deadly combination of Kautilya sir and Pant sir. That they are, last day we have already listened to Dr. Pius. Now, Pant sir, I'm calling upon you, please.
But it is also solution brand, and solutions come from Japan, and since time immemorial it has been there. So I would think of 5 E's randomly. So number 1 was that engaging community, values, everyone. So engaging is there, number 1, first. Then educating them, bringing them, be it the sport to be it STEM. Because STEM encompasses everything. It is STEM, be it STEAM, be it one stream. So therefore it encapsulates everything it is there. So therefore educating is very, very important. And then this leads to enabling. Once they are there, then we enable communities, be it rural, be it also all around everywhere. It is there, and then only this empowerment, this empowering thing that happens. And once it is there, then the agenda you was while we talk in terms of, we have to be sure, I mean, with AI and quantum, 5 years down the line, for certain we are going to have huge competition with us. If it is so, this entire scenario is going to be altered, it is going to change. And this combination of AI and quantum will really going to metamorphosize the whole thing. So this is going to be a different world. While we are also entering into we are talking about AI and so forth, but we will be also talking in terms of metaverse. Because you will be entering and you will have all those galleries wherein you have one exhibit. While we are having all these exhibits, now if these exhibits are intelligent, if these exhibits are having, that kind of, it is not now also artificial intelligence. It is a different thing. These are basically only about hardware, not only about software, not only about hardware, not only about manware. It is about everything. And this gathering takes into account all those things. I was really intrigued by your certificate. It was overwhelming. And everybody's, be it Vijay Bhai, be it this one from Mumbai, Kumar Sahab, and everybody, Grover Sahab, especially this entire generation. So it was truly a learning for me. And while I am saying, because you are also talking about the center, while we are doing all our modeling system, and we can't just annual conference, no better idea than this. And we can take the whole thing forward from pop, global, whatever is there. So it was an amazing experience. So we, I know everybody is in hurry, and we got to. I also got to travel about 8 hours, not 8 hours, 10 hours. It is going to take. So therefore, from our side, we just proposed. We thought, and thank you, Kailash. And Kailash is again Shivpati. So tomorrow is Shivratri again. And what better time to be there, in this land of Shivas. Shiva ki bhumi hai. और जहाँ we thought as to, and especially she forest and she's initiative, curiosity and lady Curie curiosity. She came up with wonderful ideas, and so were you. So we thought as to what we should do. So we thought in terms of एक हमारा घर के हम कुछ एक इंस्टीट्यूशन के उसमें कुछ इसको डेवलप करेंगे. So we thought of giving from our side lifetime achievement award in science communication to Sri G.S. Rotela for an eminence.
सर ये 70 से डिबेट कर रहे हैं. This 70 wicket.
Just hold on. And again for leadership awards, because कई बार ऐसा होता है हम अपने ही लोगों को जिंदगी भर काम किया हम उनको कई बार एक्नॉलेज भी नहीं कर पाते हैं, कई बार नहीं कर पाते. लीडरशिप अवार्ड इन साइंस कम्युनिकेशन को श्री अनुराग कुमार साहब. Something because women participation in terms of they are not. He is incomplete without she. So therefore, which way can we ready to this European agreement innovation in science communication to Dr. Sonali Jina. And again in innovation in science communication and especially for women to Dr. Shraddha. Therefore, this way we go, and now this circle from our side seems to be from my side. Tomorrow again we will be completing it. Please do come over. और हम आपको करते हैं. आइए. Felicitation first to Rotela Sahab. नहीं हम इसको नेक्स्ट टाइम में हम इसमें कई चीजें करेंगे. This was a फटाफट thing. We are truly and to the two wonderful, amazing, majestic ladies. Quality matters.
Yes.
सर आप भी आइए. आइए चेयरमैन आइए विजय भाई.
need to ask.
Sir, excuse me.
Yeah.
Sir, please सामने. So wait. Wow. So wait.
Lighters hang, yeah, same here, same.
And there are major changes in the conference from that time.
Centers of India. I want to say thank you for all of you for inviting private players like us, making it part of this conference. It meant a lot, and to like she said, everything she said, the warmth and the ideas and the energy that you have at your age to continue being. We have years to go.
By the way, I am only 16.
This profession, I think Rag said 35 years. I've completed about 50 years in this profession. Starting 27 and a half years in NCSM and 3 years somewhere in Bombay, and now I'm last 5 years, 6 years I'm here around and now in this. Why? What keeps me going? Job is so exciting. I told you something a bit exciting, you are hooked up to this. Your curiosity starts, questioning starts after excitement. So that has kept me, and this job, I think I was a bank officer. And I quit it for half the salary to join a science center. Because it is so exciting and I enjoyed all my life. And that's what keeps me here. And the energy comes from kind of, you have seen that.
Yeah, again, and 204. We are saying, but much before that, and we can, and we will, and we can do this. Hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. I would request Kagiri. Kindly spare 5 more minutes because we want you to. So first of all, I would like to. I would request Divyesh Kumar ji, Science Center Surat.